hey, thank you for tuning in to a special episode of the Interracial Perspective Maturity Not Included podcast, a place where we discuss a wide range of topics from any to everything, but most importantly, a place to be yourself. I'm LC, and joining me, as always, is my lovely co host, Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, LC. Welcome back, everybody.
We don't really watch any current shows. We watch a
Hmm.
lot of like old shows. Like one of my favorite all-time shows is Martin that I'm rewatching now. It comes on like all the time, Monday
Yes.
through Friday on BET. But
Yep. I have.
yeah, we just got BET with who, because we don't have cable. We have the Hulu Live,
Mm.
and so whatever channels they have is what we have. And so it just came a part of the package. And so I've been rewatching Martin. I love Martin, but it made me think of Modern Family because that I really like that show. But Aaron and I had this conversation, and I'm like, I don't think this is a appropriate title. It's not a Modern Family because at the end of the day, everyone's still white, minus Gloria, who is a white Hispanic. So
Mhm.
it's not like you have a Asian, a black. Again, I'm not criticizing the show because I love it. We rewatched it at least what 3 times, Aaron. But I
Yeah.
just feel like it's not a Modern Family because the two gay men you have are still white men. So yeah, that's just my opinion.
And
So
what about it? They look pretty wealthy. It's a good middle to high class family. Like,
right.
and I,
So it wouldn't be a Modern Family. If
yeah,
it was modern, you would have high, middle, lower. Like it's not, yeah.
yeah. That's a good point. In these new shows though, they have a lot of representation. And I was watching the show, The Bold Type. It's on Hulu. I don't know what channel it normally comes on.
What's the
And
name of it?
The Bold Type.
Okay.
And it's just like you know what, it's hard for me to find some decent fluffy shows because I don't want to see about slavery every day. Like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Everything don't always have to be about the fight. Like, it's exhausting for me. So I'm like, let's just find something, that makes me laugh. And it's hard to find something and like that.
That's
But
me. That's me.
Well,
You sound exactly like me.
we were
Like,
just
you
talking
know, like,
about
this is
that.
what? Ain't nobody trying to watch Roots every day, and we don't need to watch The Color Purple every day. Like, we get it. We live in it every day. So
yeah.
I
Might
mean,
as
not
well
Roots,
just walk
but I mean,
outside if I want to
like,
live it.
yeah.
Well, that's what we Elsie and I were just talking about the other day too. TV used to be a place where you went to get away from things and just have entertainment laughs or, escape from what reality. But now it's all they're driving it all onto everything you watch.
Yeah.
Yes, I
That's why
know.
we rewatch a lot of old TV shows because it's just funny. It's humorous. It takes you away from what's going on because no one people watch these shows again, like Aaron said, because we want to laugh. We don't want to be fearful, scared, angry, mad. Let's all just sit back and have fun. Mind our
And
business.
yeah, yeah. There's so much that's so triggering to me nowadays. So like, that's another thing when you asked about like dance and the industry and stuff. I'm kind of in my own bubble, and like quarantine wasn't like the worst for me because I was like, I don't mind being by myself, and I
Yes. Yeah.
with stuff. But like, I actually told my dad today, I was like, I didn't call anybody because I didn't want them to trigger me. It's better for me just to like have my own day. I went to the Target. I'm deep conditioning my hair right now, and I'm glad I got the cap on and stuff. I saw a video when I first started, and I said, "Oh, this ain't gonna work." But it's better for me to just. I noticed that I'm better off just staying to myself, and like now I watch a lot of YouTube and people that are like funny and stuff. Oh, that brings me to something else. I'm going back. But you asked about YouTube advice. Another thing is, work with what you got and just focus on your content. This is for YouTube and podcasts and everything. That's something is just focus on your content. It's about that more than like the fancy things, because I noticed that when I started watching YouTube, this is about last year or something, the people that I love the most, they use their cell phone and they be sitting right up in their living room. I crack up and I laugh and I could care less about the frills and all that other stuff. And I'm fancy stuff they kind of got later. One of the girls I watch still don't have all that yet, but she's big and people watch and stuff. So that's a big pointer for people that want to start their own thing. Don't get caught up in all the fancy stuff. Just work on that content. Because you can be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but do you think that drives home the authentic self in people that brings it more of like, oh, let me watch them because they're still being authentic to who they are?
Yep. And yeah, so it all does connect, definitely. You know, that kind of comes with some of the stuff I talk about too. Like I work and I'm the only Black person. And something else that I noticed I'm looking for like a lot of lightness. But sometimes like seeing people on TV that are like me, representation matters. So I get so hyped when I see Black people, you know, and I get so hyped when I'm around them, but I also like a good mixture of everything. So too much of everything of one thing is always too much for me. You know, it's just something that I'm noticing about myself. And especially after last year and everything, is that I like to be that representation matters, and being around and, you know, loving on ourselves and our race, and then on everybody else too, you know. So representation matters at work and on TV.
So we're going to switch gears now, and we are going to ask Pysa 3 questions from previous episodes from our podcast. So to start this off, what is your definition of loyalty, or what are your thoughts on loyalty?
I'm big on it. I think it really matters. That was actually one of my hardships on starting my YouTube channel, because loyalty and support is huge for me. So I'm going to put them together. And I actually got really hurt because I didn't get a lot of people that would like support the way I would and be loyal and stuff like that. So I did have a couple, and then that's why I started focusing on the ones that did. But, you know, I didn't have that. So loyalty and support is very important for me. And because I had that background from my mom that was super supportive of me, and like she actually would get on everybody's nerves because she was like Team Pysa. And I think some kind of annoyed because they think I'm a certain way because she was so Team Pysa. But you know, like that's really important. So loyalty and honesty are very important. And I've seen my friends shift a little bit because a lot, and then they lessened a lot because those 2 things were missing, or 3 things: loyalty, support, and honesty. So
actually, I'm sorry, Aaron, but one interesting thing that Joe of shout out to you, Joe, of Craft Flicks and Chill podcast. He made a good point and said that a lot of people who you think will support you when you start like a podcast or a YouTube channel actually aren't the ones. It's the people who end up you build the network with, like fellow podcasters, or I guess fellow YouTubers, if they're not trying to compete with you, because we're more focused on the podcast setting. I don't care about YouTube. We do the videos because we got a lot of listeners that requested it. But I wonder what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that you see a bigger difference with people you don't know supporting you more than the people you expected to support you?
Yes, and that was huge in my whole YouTube transition. I'm just now kind of starting to get a little bit more growth, but it was a very long road. So I started in like 2019, and I put out my episodes all the way through June, you know, some breaks in between. And then I literally stopped and just was like, it was too heartbreaking for me, because I would be like, man, like I would announce it and nobody would really like it or anything. And then I would see, like, you know, I had the analytics, nobody would watch. And like the things that I do for people, like vote, take a second to vote and listen and stuff. I'm like, man, I'm just really surprised. So it was heartbreaking. But then I got back up and said, okay, let me focus on new people, because I can't really sulk forever. So then where I met you guys on IG on my new Instagram page, it has like really changed my life. And you guys have been the support for me. I agree with your guest, and I can't wait to listen to that episode. I need to, because I heard a clip on your Instagram. But yeah, like I have met, I think you know of Ozzy. Me and him are like really close now.
Yeah, and Ozzy, shout out to you, Ozzy. Hey, Ozzy.
Yes.
Yeah, we're so different, but like in other ways, but we all just like our values are the same, which is love, support, and just inclusiveness of everybody, you know? So once I like, ever since I started this Instagram page, it's just so nice. And sometimes I'll go to my regular Instagram page, and it's just like the feed is just so different, and it's full of like a lot of dancers and stuff. So that's why I didn't know about a lot of the dance stuff, because I started having tunnel vision for like a different type of audience. And this has been the support for me, and it's made me continue to move on, because I was going to quit again. And then I was like, no, let's just keep trying. So it is like that. And I was just like, I was blown away that like certain friends didn't like listen and stuff. And I remember my boyfriend at the time was like, you just sound so hurt and so disappointed. And I was like, I am, because like I told you guys, I'm super honest, and I'll do what I can to like support people and be honest, and like just take a second like to like. And I mean, I wouldn't even get any likes on Instagram, and people would just like not even say anything if I said I was starting something. So it really made me look too again about like, well, who are true friends and stuff, because it should be like we should be encouraging each other for something that we're trying to do, you know?
Exactly.
So I fully agree. But then it's been a blessing, because look at the nice people like you guys that I have met.
Oh yeah. Likewise, we love supporting other people. I don't get why we wouldn't. We're not competing. We feel like we're not competing. We just are trying to spread the word of how we feel. Like, just be yourself. Like, forget everybody else. Just be who you are. And I'm not trying to compete against nobody else.
And I know we've talked about it, Elsie, is that it's not hard to recommend or, like or share anything that's out there. You don't have to listen either, but it's not like we're sitting out here going, okay, well, they're in competition. No, that everybody has their own point of views. Everybody has their own thoughts. Let them listen and figure out what they like and what they can, but it's not hard to actually just be supportive of other channels or people.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's mind boggling to me that I was like, man, like people won't actually just press a like. Really? Or like, I mean, I don't ask people to watch a whole episode. Like when I first started, my episodes were longer. And YouTube is a little different than podcasts, and I didn't expect people to spend all their time doing it. But I was like, they can't even like a post or a clip or something. So that was kind of surprising to me. But like Aaron's saying, like it's easy to just like and support, like, and that's the energy that I have now on this new Instagram page, and that's what we all give. Everything's not for everybody, and that's okay. It's not offensive in that, but like it's okay to still say, oh yeah, go me, or go you. And I like that. Cool. Keep going, and just a simple like is saying a lot, I remember my friend was like, well, why does likes matter? And I was like, to me, it's just like cheering you on. Like it's a different form of saying, of cheering you on. And I'm not saying the number of likes, I'm saying like from a best friend that is always on there. Like it should be easy and be like, oh, keep going, girl. When I like that's me saying, keep going, girl. Oh, cool. I see you, girl.
Yeah. Well, you see, we try to pin as many people's comments on our posts to get other people to see their stuff, because it's not that hard. You don't. Yeah, people are weird.
And I know that's been, oh, sorry.
No, you first.
I was going to say, that's one of my bigger frustrations on the YouTube side. I know we have that set up for the people that like to see those videos, but you're already in there. You're already looking at it. You must like it. It's not hard to click the button.
I don't get it. I don't understand at all, but it's also like you were talking about competition, and you're like, it's not a competition. And I agree. And just like we were talking about before, everybody is different. And if we're all just our authentic selves, then it is no competition. We're just like, oh, I like them and them too. Or
exactly.
This one I like better, but I still like this person's personality or whatever, So just like the news, there's a lot of different channels and we all saying the same stuff. But, some people like one thing better than the other, but it doesn't mean that it's a competition. Like we're all just doing the same thing. So I really enjoy where I'm at now with the Instagram. And then I'm a lot more picky too about like who I follow back or like who's going to be on that page, because it needs to be something that's refreshing for me. And it's been really refreshing.
That, and people are, again, they're weird. They'll follow you, and then like a day or two later they unfollow you, and it's like, we'll follow you if you follow us first, and then we follow a lot of podcasts that follows us back, but some of these people, they'll just follow you and then unfollow you. So you don't
Increase their
realize,
base.
yeah, you don't realize that they unfollowed you so they can increase their base. And there was one particular person, I'm not gonna say no names on here. They had followed us and we followed them back. They were following probably, I think, almost 2,000 people, and they had 3,000 followers. And this is when I realized, I'm like, I got time on the weekends to unfollow people and block you permanently, because I'm not here. We aren't here for that. Like, you take that somewhere else. So, and I will go through, and if I unfollow you and block you permanently. So this one particular person, they had unfollowed us, and I looked at their profile, and they were only following like 150 people and still had like the 3,000. I'm like, you're a lame. You are one of those people who need validation for social media. You're sad. You need to go get psychological help. These people are so weird to me. And again, a lot of people don't realize that Aaron and I, we don't have any other pages. We've never been on social media besides Facebook when it was originally for college students way back. And as soon as it opened up to the public, well, Aaron, actually, I don't think you ever was on there. I had a Facebook account when it was just for college students. And when it opened up to the public, I quickly deleted it, shut it down. We just got onto social media this year, late February, early March, to promote the podcast. We're not here to be posting like selfies of our, no, everything you see on our social media will be about our podcast or other people's podcasts, like supporting them. So I just find it so weird that people are more concerned with how many followers they have in comparison to the number of people they follow. Like, you're weird. You're following 2,000 people, and then the next day you're following 150 people. So you literally just sat on your phone like a loser, followed a bunch of people, and then unfollowed them
once you got yours up, which is, I just find it bizarre, because I think at the end of the day, if you're following people that, you're following each other back and stuff, and you're supportive, it shouldn't matter how many you have in either direction, to be honest with you. It should just be a genuine, like, oh, like, I like your stuff, so we're going to follow you. So we know when something new comes out, and maybe we didn't catch it because we're all busy, but I'll get a notification and go back and check it, or I can support it and say, hey, Pysa has a new show airing. Go check this out. I just don't understand why it's treated so bizarrely online.
And I'd be like you, like, I'm like, I got time too, so I can just, I started like, because I was like, we're not gonna start this on this page. So I started just like, because we should be supporting each other, and I don't want to start that kind of thing. But I've seen some pages do that too, where all of a sudden it's like the ratio is huge, of follows and unfollows and stuff. I think it's crazy. And I can say this, there are some companies that manage your social media page. And because everybody's so obsessed with numbers and stuff like that, then these people do that. And a lot of those companies say that they do the follow and follow method. And I did have someone that recommended that I use one of those companies, and I just kept saying, I just don't know. I don't know if I want to do it. And I kept saying no, and I would get kind of close, but it was like really recommended about just getting the Instagram up and stuff like that. And I just never did it. And I'm glad, because that's what I think is happening. I think they're getting managers over their accounts. And I think they believe in follow, unfollow. And then I don't know if the actual people are doing that. I think they're paying a monthly rate for somebody to take over their account and make it look a certain way. But that shouldn't really matter. It needs to be authentic,
Exactly. That's a mess too. And I see that type of stuff I would never do, because I'm very private and I'm about security. And I feel like if you start doing that, these people have access to your password and all other information. And I believe that's probably why people get hacked. Tune in next week as we continue our conversation with the fascinating Pysa Noel. And with that said, thank you all for tuning in to this special episode of the Interracial Perspective Maturity Not Included podcast, a place where we discuss a wide range of topics from any to everything, but most importantly, a place to be yourself. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at LC and Aaron. That way you know when a new episode or special interview drops. And as always, stay safe, stay positive, and be true to yourself. Thank you.